Welcome to our new history story series. Tonight we begin with one of the most important events in modern times, World War II. The First World War ended in 1918. It was one of the most terrible wars the world had ever seen. Millions of people had died, towns and villages were destroyed, families were broken. After the war, many leaders have come together to try to make peace. They created a treaty and peaceful agreement called the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty mostly punished Germany because Germany was blamed for the start in the war. The treaty said Germany had to give up a lot of land. Germany army had to be very small. Germany had to pay a huge amount of money to other countries. Germany had to accept full blame for the war. The German people were not happy. They felt the treaty was too harsh. They lost jobs, the money became almost worthless, and many were hungry. The country was weak and embarrassed. They were angry, they were sad, and they were looking for someone to lead them again. In the middle of sadness, a man named Adolf Hitler appeared. He was a soldier during World War I. After the war, he joined a small political group which later became the Nazi Party. Hitler spoke loudly, clearly, and angrily. He told people, Germany did not deserve this. The treaty is unfair. I will make Germany strong again. People listened. They were tired of feeling weak. Hitler promised jobs, food, power, and pride. In 1933, Hitler became the leader of Germany. He gave himself the title of Führer, which means leader in Germany. Once in power, Hitler got rid of rules from the treaty, started building a German army again, made roads, factories, and weapons, took away the freedom of people who disagreed, blamed Jewish people and others for Germany's problem. Many people supported him. They believed he was saving Germany. But behind his strong world, Hitler had dangerous plans. Chapter 3 The World Watches. Other countries like Britain and France saw what was happening, but they did not stop Hitler. Why not? Because they were tired of war. Their people did not want to fight again. Their leaders hoped that if they gave Hitler what he wanted, he would stop. This was called appeasement, giving in to someone to keep peace. Hitler first took back land that used to belong to Germany. Then, in 1938, he took over Austria. A few months later, he wanted part of Czechoslovakia. Britain and France let him have it hoping that would be enough. But Hitler did not stop. He wanted more. He wanted to control all of Europe. Chapter 4 The Invasion of Poland. In 1939, Hitler made a secret deal with another powerful country, the Soviet Union, Russia. The deal was strange because Hitler hated communism and the Soviet Union was a communist country, but both sides agreed not to fight each other. They also agreed to split Poland between them. On September 1st, 1939, Hitler's army invaded Poland from the west. Just a few weeks later, the Soviet Union invaded Poland from the east. Britain and France had promised to protect Poland. Now they had to act. On September 3rd, 1939, Britain and France declared war on Germany. World War II had begun. Chapter 5 Why the World Got Involved. Soon, more countries joined the war. Some joined to stop Hitler, others joined to help him. Italy, led by Benito Mussolini, joined Germany. Later, Japan joined them too. These countries became as the Axis powers. Britain, France, and others fought against them were called Allied powers. Each country had its own reason to join. Someone wanted to stop the spread of evil, some wanted to protect themselves, some wanted to gain power. Chapter 6 A War Like No Other. World War II was not just about soldiers fighting on battlefield. It was also about airplanes bombing cities, shipping fighting on the seas, and people suffering everywhere. Hitler's army moved fast. They called Blitzkrieg, which means lightning war. They used tanks, planes, and fast attack to take over countries quickly. In just few months, Germany took over Poland, Denmark, Norway, Belgium, Netherlands, and France. People were shocked. How could one man do so much so fast? But not everyone gave up. Britain stood strong. A new leader, Winston Churchill, gave powerful speeches to keep people brave. And far away, another country was watching, the United States. Chapter 7 Seeds of a Global Fight. At first, the United States stayed out of the war. Many Americans did not want to fight in another European war. They were still recovering from the Great Depression. But the US began to help Britain and other allies by sending food, weapons, and supplies. At the same time, Japan was growing strong in Asia. It wanted more land and resources. Japan attacked China and planned to control the Pacific. Germany, Italy, Japan signed an agreement to help each other. They became true allies. The world was slowly beginning to pull into a bigger and bigger fight. Chapter 8. Fear and Hope. People all around the world were scared, soldiers were sent away, families were separated, cities prepared for air raids. But people also hoped. They hoped the war would end quickly. They hoped good people would win. They hoped their homes would be safe. Children hid in shelters. Women worked in factories. Old people shared what little food they had. The world was changing fast, and no one knew what would going to happen next. Chapter 9. The stage is set. By the end of 1939, the World War II had truly begun. It was not just fight between few countries, it was fight between different ideas. Freedom versus control, peace versus power, truth versus lies. More battles were coming, more stories would unfold, heroes would rise, and the world would never be the same. But for now, this part of story ends. In the next part, we will dive deeper into major battles in Europe, the fall of France, and how Britain stood alone against Hitler's power war machine. Until then, thank you for listening and good night.